I will. I don't know how to threaten YouTube. It's not something I'm particularly suited to do. Oh, good. There's an advertisement. That's great. Okay, so what the hell? I need to find Germany versus Czechia. Pull that up. Do the thing. I haven't started the game, so the game's not going to be started. Have fun looking at a blank screen, nerd. Oh, there you go. There's that while I do stuff. Just landed home. And we have a stream. How nice. What up, Shiryuki? Hope you're doing good. Have fun looking at a... Alright. Our audio sounds good. Let us launch Warhammer 3. We need to launch it through the launcher so I can turn off the Total Tavern mod so I don't mess with any of my replays. In the first 4 replays, we don't need the Total Tavern mod. And you might be out there, if you guys are smart, unlike me, you might be like, hey, human boy, you dumb piece of shit. Total Tavern mod doesn't fuck with replays. Well, I am mod illiterate, so I don't know that. And I haven't had time to test it. So, yeah. This is the content it came for. Nice. All right. Ladies and gents. Ranked matchmaking. Glanbell Conquest. Cool. You might be like, why are you starting up a quick battle? Well, 2 reasons, good friends. If you look at the World Cup thing, we have some World Cup games today. But when you pull up the Photoshop about it, we have 5 games. We'll always play 5 games no matter what, but that does mean this entire stream is 5 games long. I usually like to give people a little bit of time to arrive in case they arrive, and the stream is already halfway over. So normally I just sit around and talk about dumb bullshit all day, which is pretty fine for me. I like talking about dumb bullshit. But we did have a fan who got mad at me, so I thought my dumb bullshit could help that fan out. We have Ebokia Knight commented, I want to see you play more rats or any rats. I came from Turin's because he mentioned you play Skaven, but for 2 months, very little rats. So I'll try and do a quick battle of rats while I wait for the normal amount of time. But of course, there is no quick battle. It's impossible. Alright, if we can't find a game, I'll just move on. But I am trying to buy time so that people can gather for the best of 5 between Germany and Czechia. Should be fun. The World Cup is a serious tournament. People are going to be sweaty tryharding, so you will see people picking what they think are the best factions, bringing what they think are the best builds, all of that stuff. There will be no memery here today. Each team gets 1 global ban, a faction they will not play against throughout the whole tournament no matter what. Looks like Germany picked Khorne and Czechia picked the Empire, which is a little surprising because we do have a guy named Blood for Khorne on the German team, so I'm shocked they banned Khorne, but okay, that's fine. Alright. Guy who wanted to see me play Skaven, I tried, but there's no one on Warhammer 3 at all, I guess, and it's definitely not just because that thing is broken for some reason. As we mentioned, there will be 5 games today no matter what. I do know who wins this best of 5 because I had to coordinate them with their next opponent and keep the tournament moving. I have not seen any of these games. I honestly don't remember the series score. For all I know, it is a 5-0. For all I know, it is a 3-2. But I do know which team wins. I don't know how each game goes because I have forgotten the series score and I've never looked at these replays in my life. And I have never seen these replays at all, so I don't know how the individual games like pan out. So all of that will be authentic. I don't know if I have any further announcements. So enough stalling. Welcome, everybody. Are you able to look for a quick battle with the mod, the Total Tavern? I don't have the mod on. I don't have. Isn't that the Czech Republic, or am I crazy? Dude, I don't know. I don't pretend to know Eastern European geography very well, and I've been told it is Czechia. Do you really say Czechia? Dude, it's when I look up The Czech Republic, it comes up as Czechia or the Czech Republic. It's either one. I don't know. I'm just doing my best. Okay, so let's get started. First game, we have Todesapostol. German names. Versus Reist. Reist is quite a solid Warhammer 3 player. So I would expect him to do well here. Could be surprised. I believe all my replays are from one team, so I think Czechia will always be on the left-hand side, so I don't actually know. I don't know these things. Let's just do this. Czechia. One should not be surprised that I don't know how to pronounce these things. Demons of Chaos versus Slaanesh. So currently it is Slaanesh versus Slaanesh. For the Demons of Chaos, they brought 4 Seekers of Slaanesh, 2 Heart Seekers, one of which is the Eternal Entourage. Then we have the Hounds of the Blood Hunt, a front line of Nurglings, a Herald of Slaanesh with Pavane and Acquiescence, and the Chaos Furies of Khorne, and then regular. But yes, Seekers are very, very strong right now. So whenever you see Demons of Chaos, you know you're going to see quite a lot of Slaanesh units, which is probably the first time in Warhammer 3 history that's been true. Slaanesh demons are usually the worst of the demons, honestly. Them or Nurgle. You check, by the way, so you know. Nice. On the other side, for Slaanesh, we have 4 Seekers, 2 Fiends, a Demon Prince of Slaanesh up in the sky with Pavane and Lash, and then we have some Marauder Horsemen of Slaanesh and Devoted Marauders with Spears and Hell Scourges. Demons of Chaos move up slightly. Slaanesh moves up slightly. I remember there being some questions of what the Demons of Chaos were doing here, but they get moving, so it just seems like he had a brain fart for a second. I wonder if he's trying to stall so they can get a downhill charge, but once it's clear that Slaanesh isn't going to come any closer and they're just going to skirmish for a bit, the demons start to move forward. They're not able to get that downhill charge, but instead, they are going to throw a quick rampage on the Marauder Horsemen of Slaanesh. Nice job trying to skirmish, but I'm going to pull you back in. It looks like Slaanesh is going to pull out some Fiends and Seekers to peel a bit. They just want to get in front of the Marauder Horsemen. And they do collapse in on the Herald of Slaanesh. Big damage onto her, but then in comes all these other units, and the Demon Prince is going to dive in. If you can kill the Herald of Slaanesh, this is a worthwhile fight for the pink forces. But if she slinks out of here and escapes, then the green forces will win. They'll take out the Seeker and the Fiend and overall come out net positive on the play, but a big shot onto the Herald of Slaanesh. She starts to demonic instability crumble. She's trying to get out of here, gets past her own forces and does rally. So she is going to survive, and like I said, those Fiends and other Seekers and even the Marauder Horsemen of Slaanesh just take so much damage, they're going to get instantly killed. And elsewhere, the Slaanesh front line is making it. Now, we do have, for Slaanesh, some forces on the top side that are AFK. It looks like all of their micro is going towards this southern fight, and the northern fight has been forgotten. Now those units are starting to move, but they're a little late to the party. The Demon Prince of Slaanesh is still going for the snipe onto the Herald. Can't quite accept that she has escaped, and now he's surrounded by Seekers. He's going to get torn apart. As I mentioned, these guys are very scary. Seekers do so much damage on the current patch, as I'm sure you know if you've watched any Total Warhammer content anywhere. Demon Prince is starting demonic instability crumble. Other Seekers are trying to come in to help, but their late arrival is going to spell the doom of that Lord, and without him, I think this is going to be a quick win for the Demons of Chaos. Slaanesh took a lot of damage on this southern engagement, lost some Fiends and Seekers, and now they have less leadership, so these other Seekers will be easier to kill off. We can see they're going, and that's going to be that. Slaanesh had the better infantry, but the infantry fight just didn't matter here. It was purely a cav fight, and Reist got some better engagements. Trevor McCarthy, welcome to Warfire Thrower. Welcome indeed. That's a quick game, but that's what you get for Slaanesh versus what is essentially Slaanesh. Both sides are going to run at each other. Whoever gets the better engagement is going to win quite quickly. And Trevor upgraded a Poison Globadier. Have you ever been to Little Prague, Minnesota? I have not. I have not. So for Reist, just got a better engagement with his Seekers, As you can see, their value is very high. I'm guessing the other side, the value will not be nearly as high. Nope. So just managed to get a better engagement. Team Scout's the same, but better. Yeah, they are better. I agree. If you were looking for me to disagree, I will not. I refuse to. Alright, let's get our paintbrush. Let's grab Race since he's at the top of the order. And we'll do green check marks. Boop, boop. 1 point for Czechia. That one. That is the ugliest check mark I've ever done. Hold on. We need to redo that. Bam. No. That's it. We're using cheating tools. Boom. Straight line. Boom. Straight line. Boom. Straight line. Boom. Straight line. That's a double check mark. Alright. So 1 point to Czechia. Next, Blood for Corn playing Scar. What is this world I am living in? I am so pissed. I hate this. I hate this so much. Oh, hey, we have Blood for Corn fighting Scarbrand. That's really cool. I hope we get to see some corn. It's not like anybody banned corn. It's not like anybody took corn out of the rotation for Blood for Corn and fucking Scarbrand. I hate this. I don't want to cast this anymore. What kind of world is it when we can't see Blood for Corn and Scarbrand have a corn mirror? This game sucks. I don't want to do this. Alright, Scarbrand and Blood for Corn. Hey! Blood for Corn at least got a corn unit on the field. Let's go. Warriors of Chaos Ogre Kingdoms. Have you played Kingdom Come Deliverance? I've heard it's really good. I have not played it, no. What is the square root of race? Sipa? I was surprised when I saw corn being banned. Yeah, that's messed up. For the Ogre Kingdoms of Scarbrand Chan, we have Golgi's Man-Eaters. Look at these guys. Look at them. I actually have been enjoying them quite a bit myself. I didn't think they'd be that good, and I don't think they're overpowered or even like crazy strong, but I think they're better than I expected them to be. Armor piercing, anti-infantry, decently high stats, not a lot to complain about. ITP is nice for ogres, because I learned talking to Flying Taco when we were making the Ogre Kingdoms guide together that crushers don't have ITP and they don't have terror, so these guys actually terror out all the time, and since he told me that, I see it everywhere. Golgi's Man-Eaters not terror outing is pretty huge. Anyway, 2 Lead Belchers, more Mournfang Cav, front line of Gnoblars, and I imagine Piggyback Riders. There they are. And we do have a Slaughtermaster of the Great Maw, and a Stonehorn for some cycle charging. On the other side, for Chaos, they had a Chaos Warrior with Halberd. It was there. It's dead now. Then we have some Marauders, more Chaos Warriors with Halberds. We have the Severed Claw, Sparring Champion ROR, and the Slaughter Guard, Chosen of Corn Halberd ROR that got added with the last DLC. They have Unyielding Assault, which is a lie, because I have a replay where their melee attack does go down, so that's false and a fib. But they're supposed to have really high melee attack and stuff. Rot Knights, and then a Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle with Fleshy Abundance. Those halberds are the most dead things I've ever seen in my entire life. Before even hitting the front line, we have lost 2 Chaos Warrior halberds and a Marauder. These are Chaos Warrior halberds. These aren't like your chump change nonsense halberds. They're like, what are they, 900 gold? 850? Ugh, and they're all dead. Marauders reach the front line, where Gnoblars and Man-Eaters are tearing them apart. Marauders are already routing. I can't say I blame them. Is that Lead Belchers are getting into melee? Wow, that's a flex. Oh, they're trying to fall back and stay away from the Rot Knights. Got it. So deciding they've won the frontline fight, they are now going to take the enemy's back line to keep their Lead Belchers safe and just get bodies between them and the Rot Knights. So the Rot Knights had to spend all this time going around the front line to get on the rear, and now the rear becomes the front line as there's all these Gnoblars and Piggyback Riders between them and their targets. Realizing the game is slipping away, the Rot Knights do have to just take a charge and hope for the best as Golgi's Man-Eaters come up and block them. Oof. Look at that clump of Rot Knights just stuck in place as the Sky Striders are going to come up behind him. And they're going to go down to half HP. A Fleshy Abundance tries to save them, but I doubt it can outdo the DPS that's currently being put on these guys. So that is a dead Rot Knight. And this is beautiful Ogre play so far. The Ogres have really had a good game plan going. Slaughter Guard just trying to find a fight that isn't with random Noblars. They really want to get to the thick of it, but the thick of it is very far away from them. And that is the problem with most elite infantry, and why you don't tend to see them that much is because they have a hard time getting to the fight. So if your opponent just avoids them, they have to kind of waddle across the battlefield, as you're seeing here. Stonehorde is back to trying to churn through Chaos Warriors with halberds, terror routing some of them when their terror resistance wears off. But with a full health Sky Strider, a full health Mournfang Cav, and 2 full health Lead Belchers this late in the game, I mean, Chaos just taking so much damage so quickly. Rot Knights are already being pushed away. We still have the Slaughter Guard, who do get involved in a fight as Lead Belchers shoot them in the back. They'll cleave through these Noblars easily enough, but yeah, getting shot is clearly doing a lot of damage to these guys. Sky Strider's even coming in to say howdy do. Honestly, I don't know if they need to do that, though. Like, I worry that they'll actually just get in the way and the Lead Belchers will do more friendly fire than it's worth it. Quick games today, huh? So far. So far. Ogres, my lord. What was your expectation for this match, Ratman? I would expect Ogres to be favored, but that's more because Warriors of Chaos are struggling in general, and Ogres are very top of meta. Like, Demons of Chaos and Dwarves are better, but after that, it's up in the air, but Ogres are up there. They're in contention. Rot Knights did finally catch some Lead Belchers and kill them off. It is a much-needed win for the Warriors of Chaos to stay in this game, but I'm still worried about the full health Sky Striders running around. Because I guess unless they end up... Ooh! Fleshy Abundance on the Slaughter Guard. That could be nice. And you do still have the Severed Claw. Other Lead Belchers also took some serious damage. It looks like Rot Knight suicide charged into them before getting peeled off by the Mournfang Cav. And the Slaughter Guard, after taking a crap ton of damage at the start of the game, they've kind of stabilized. I haven't seen them take too much damage in a while. They did get a Fleshy Abundance, but that actually put them ahead of where they used to be. So what do we got for the Ogres now? Lead Belchers at half their model count, so half their DPS is gone. Still have a full health Mournfang Cav, still have a full health Sky Strider, full health Stormhorn, full health Lord, and then some Noblars. The Warriors of Chaos, full health Severed Claw, half health Rotting Riders, Rot Knights, whatever. You know what they are. Half health Slaughter Guard. That's about it. And they have Chaos Lord, who is going to try and snipe the Slaughtermaster, though Golgi's Man-Eaters are right here. They should be able to get us around. And they will slap this poor Chaos Sorcerer Lord, so Chaos Sorcerer Lord has to try and opt out of this if possible. He has some limited halberd support, but it's really middling at best. And these Man-Eaters, they don't have anti-large, but they don't necessarily need it to get crazy damage out of them to single entity, so those guys are going to run away. Troll Guts to heal up the Mournfang Cav with great weapons who are just cycle charging the Severed Claw. And in the middle, the Slaughter Guard are still churning alongside some Rot Knights, but the Rot Knights look like they're about to rout. And then if they do, I imagine the Sky Striders won't let them come back to the battlefield. With their Frostbite, they can keep these guys nice and slow and just chase them down. Ooh, the Slaughter Guard don't have ITP? They're the fucking Slaughter Guard! Ugh, I hate this game. I hate it. I hate it. I love how they'll give... They're so inconsistent about ITP. Sometimes they're like, every elite unit should have ITP, and then other times they're like, nah, ITP is a precious resource that cannot be given out lightly. Slaughter Guard do manage to rally, so they'll keep fighting it out. But we have Mournfang Cav blocking off the Chaos Sorcerer Lord and Nurgle, pushing him back, and army losses is about to hit for the Warriors of Chaos. I would definitely agree, as some stoic halberds are not nearly enough to kill all those ogres. Michael, €6, thanks for casting. Hell yeah, dude. I got plenty of replays from you, sir. I grabbed one or two I liked. I liked your Skaven kite one. You weren't Skaven, but you kited Skaven, and it was pretty cool. I'll be casting that one soon. It's on my list of things to cast. You sound like a sickly sick boy. I am a sickly sick boy. Thank you for noticing. I've been sick forever. Not forever, like a week and a half. It's hard to shake. Hard to get rid of it. Not a lot of value here for Khorne in general. Blood for Khorne. Everything just kind of did kind of okay. I have a bunch of messages. Why and from who and for what and for where? Is it important right now? Okay, give me my paintbrush. No, I already had the thing selected, you stupid... Where's the thing? Nip, nip. That is 2 for Czechia. Up next is Renegade Slayer versus Ulti. Over to Conquest mode. Renegade Slayer. There you are. Got some dwarves. Dwarves are very strong on this patch. And wood elves. Trying to kite them. So Renegade Slayer getting to play dwarves, and he did bring some slayers, so at least someone is living up to their namesake today. I won't have to be that mad. You merely got down with the sickness. I am born and molded by it. Thanks, Jormungandr. I just had Buckley's for breakfast. Thanks for streaming Sick Day. Sick Day! Love Sick Day. Is there any patch where dwarves aren't strong? They actually weren't amazing for quite a while. Then they got their DLC and now they've been OP. But that's enough theoretical stuff. We gotta cast this game. For the Wood Elves, we have triple Waywatcher trying to kite dwarves, Wild Riders, Wild Hunters Kurnos, the Wild Rider ROR, and then we have 5 Wild Rangers for armor piercing and Dreicha. On the other side, for the dwarves, they don't want to be kited, so Rune of Slowness onto the Wild Riders, and then a whole bunch of Rangers shooting at them. Rangers, Bugman's Rangers, along the line, to try and stay stalked so that it's harder for Waywatchers to pick their targets accurately, though now that these guys have opened fire on the Wild Riders, they are revealed. But trading 1 Ranger for most of a Wild Rider is pog. You'll love to see that. Triple Slayer, otherwise, front line of Dwarf Warriors. Then we have a Runesmith and Belagar Ironhammer, trying to keep Belagar nice and cheap, so he didn't bring anything on him. He's just like a 1,000 gold Dwarf Lord at that point. Runesmith has the Rune of Slowness and Rune of Negation. This is actually a pretty strong anti-kite build, because Rune of Negation, if you cast it on something that's just about to get hit with a bunch of Waywatchers, you can waste a lot of their ammo. And that's the thing, is you're wasting the Waywatchers' ammo. That's your entire goal here as the dwarves. They're faster than you, they have longer range than you, you're just going to have to take the damage. But Waywatchers run out of ammo pretty quick as far as kite units go, and then after that, you know, 5 Wild Rangers going to have to kill this whole build. Waywatchers do a lot of damage. Already routed a Bugman's. Still have 41 out of 80 models, though, so if the Bugman's Rangers can rally, which they will, they're dwarves, they're coming back. They can heal up and actually get back to a pretty potent price point. Now, what I'm concerned about is the dwarves are getting a little overextended here. Ooh, and this is Conquest, so this is pretty rough. For the Wood Elves to try and be kiting on this map, I guess I don't have to slow it down. Sorry, there's something happening here. Rune of Negation onto the Rangers. That is glorious. They won't take any damage. Now these Wild Riders are going to get finished off. Anyway, what I was going to say is, it's really tough for Wood Elves to kite dwarves in general. It's possible. It's just tough. But especially on Conquest, where now you're on even more limiting timer. 600 tickets is a lot of time, but it does make you hurry up and move on. And the dwarves have taken up position around the Conquest points. They're not even overextended to take it. They just walked up and settled. Now, they are overextending of their own volition, but that's not tactically necessary. I think that is just a mistake. I don't know why the dwarves are taking this fight way out here. Like, look how far they are away from their ranged units. And their slayers. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do this! No! They're taking a fair fight with the Wild Rangers, which the Wild Rangers were built for this. They were born for this. They kill stunties in their sleep. They kill stunties in their dreams. So Dwarf Warriors are trying to take the fight, enfeebling foe onto some of them to make them even easier for the Wild Rangers to kill. And if those Wild Rangers get through the Dwarf Warriors, this is going to get really scary for the Dwarves quite quickly. Because then you just have a bunch of archers. Like, you can pull up your Slayers to fight Wild Rangers, but then that leaves your backline open to the Wild Hunters of Kurnos and the other Wild Riders to cause disruption. And all the while, Waywatchers are firing over the top. Now, the Waywatchers are already down to about half ammunition, and we're only 3.5 minutes into this game. So that's what I was talking about, where, like, they do crazy damage. And they should. I'm not complaining. but their ammo is a very much limiting factor. Already 2 Dwarf Warriors have shattered. A 3rd Dwarf Warrior was thrown to try and hold back these Wildwood Rangers and keep the Bugmans online, keep the regular Rangers online, and keep firing. Slayers still being used to try and keep the Wild Hunters of Kronos at bay, and so far they've been successful. I mean, these guys haven't been able to play the game much, but I think the Wood Elves are pretty happy with how this is going so far. We see the Rangers and Bugman's Rangers are all taking damage. Drycha's Summon is in here causing a bit of disruption, and the Wild Rangers are winning the frontline fight, even getting into the backline. Though, in a positive for the Dwarves, these Wild Rangers are taking an incredible tax. That one's almost dead. This one's not feeling too good. That one's half HP. So the Dwarf Warriors at least held long enough for the Rangers to get their damage out. And I do honestly like that the Dwarves aren't trying to counterfire the Waywatchers. The Waywatchers are out of range. It's too difficult to get that many shots in on them. So they're just focusing their fire on the Wildwood Rangers and hoping that the Waywatchers run out of ammo. Well, not hoping. They know the Waywatchers are going to run out of ammo. Here's finally a good fight for the Slayers. They're going to finish off those Wild Riders and then hold back the Wild Hunters of Kronos, trade very well into them. The Wild Hunters of Kronos' armor piercing is worthless against Slayers, and actually they are going to pull back. So pretty good play from both sides surrounding the Cav, because the Wild Rangers haven't overextended. They haven't taken a lot of damage, so that's good on the side of the Wood Elves. And for the Dwarves, the Slayers have always been there to screen them. Most of the Rangers are getting pushed back, taking too much damage. The Malevolent Dryad Summon fades away. Slayers are stuck fighting the Wild Rangers. And Drycha has caught out the Runesmith without Belagar nearby to support. With Belagar, she wouldn't be able to do this, but since Belagar is over here, she's plenty able to kill the Runesmith. So that is the first, well, second real mistake I'm seeing from the Dwarves. First one was overextending with all your Dwarf Warriors. But Belagar not hanging out next to his Runesmith to instead go help fight the Wild Rangers. I mean, if he's going to go do that, that's fine, but the Runesmith should have came with, right? So I was just saying the Runesmith and Belagar have to stick together. Either duel Drycha together or fight the Wild Rangers together, but splitting up has been pretty unfortunate. Waywatchers are out of ammunition, but the Wood Elves have taken a lead on the balance of power, and I would agree. And now we can see this is the problem. When the Bugman's Rangers and Rangers got separated by routing, now Wild Hunters of Kronos are able to hunt them down with abandon. There's no Slayers to protect them this time, so that anybody outside of the formation is going to get hunted down and killed. At this point, we're just seeing if these 3 very wounded Slayers, Belagar, and a Runesmith can carry the game, which, honest answer, still maybe. This is Conquest. They're halfway to their ticket cap, and those Waywatchers are about out of ammo. 3 ammo over here, 0 over there, 0 for the Hawkeyes. So if you group up on the capture point, we still have some Bugman's Rangers and stuff. The Wild Hunters can cycle charge the Slayers, but it's just a waiting game. It's, can you withstand that long enough and hold the point and win? Damage-wise, if this was purely a land battle game, I'd say the Dwarves are doomed. The Wood Elves just have much more battlefield control. They can cycle charge. They can feed you infantry one at a time. But with the constant ticking time bomb of the Conquest point, I'm not as sure. I think the Wood Elves are favored, but I'm not as sure. Like I said, if this was a land battle game, I would just say, yeah, the Dwarves can't win. Like, they literally can't. Bounce Power says they can, but they can't. Waywatchers getting cleaved through by Longbeards. Oh, these are Longbeards. Hello, Longbeards. That's why you're still in the fight, you cheeky fucks. Okay, all right. Longbeards, they like never rout. They have naturally crazy high leadership. They have ITP, and then they have their own Encourage auras. Runesmith again getting caught out without Belagar. I don't know how this keeps happening, but it needs to stop happening immediately. More Bugman's Rangers rallying and firing in, getting a little bit of poke damage on the Wild Hunters of Kronos here and there, but the Wood Elf infantry is a failing force, and Belagar is here at last to peel Drycha away, pushes her back to save the Runesmith. The Runesmith will rally later on if there's nothing able to chase him down, which there's units technically available, but they're all busy doing other stuff. Anyway, Wild Rangers getting nice and low. Waywatchers, like I said, they're pretty bad melee combatants when they're all out of ammo, and we still have more Rangers and Bugman's Rangers coming back into the fight slowly for the Dwarves, healing up, just being a nuisance as that command point continues to tick up. Slayers are not looking too good, and that's getting worrisome because that's your main threat against the Wild Hunters, is if you could group up on the point in the late game and the Wild Hunters of Kronos have to keep cycle charging into Slayers, that's going to be a bad fucking time. As the Slayers try and catch the Wild Hunters, force them back. I don't hate that. Yeah, because you're giving these Bugman's Rangers a little bit of breathing space. And the Dwarves want to attrition as much as possible, so just giving the Bugmans any time at all to regenerate is going to be huge. Belagar ends up all alone, gets enfeebling foed by Drycha, but he's trying to pull her back towards his forces. The last of the Wild Rangers stand next to her. And Drycha, she has that thing where she gets more and more damage. She gives better melee stats to everybody around her, so Belegar looks like he doesn't want that smoke right now. Wildwood Rangers getting shot in the back, forces them away. Bugman's Rangers get charged bound by the Wild Hunters Kronos, but that point continues to tick up and up and up, and the Dwarves aren't giving up, and the Wild Hunters of Kronos actually commit to a fight on top of the Slayers. I am concerned. Rune of Slowness on them to force them to stay in the fight for a little bit, and Belegar turns to fight Drycha because the Runesmith is back, baby. The Wild Hunters of Kronos take a crazy amount of damage considering how late we are in the game and there's no healing for them. The Wood Elves mount one final charge into the Dwarves, but the Slayers are ready, and we still have Bugman's Rangers and Rangers overwatching fire onto these guys that will get them to start routing sooner rather than later. Smoke Bomb is out from someone, something, somewhere. It was the Hawkers of Czechia, so it slows everybody down as if that really matters. Runesmith is routed for another time. Belegar continues to duel Drycha as she gets more and more dangerous, but Slayers are dying off. Wood Elves take the lead, and they won the melee fight against all these Slayers. I am shocked, but I guess that's just how it goes. These Wildwood Rangers refuse to retreat, refuse to rout, and Belegar really needs them to get the fuck out of here, as the Slayers are now stuck fighting next to Belegar and Drycha. The Waywatchers are hanging out, but they're still, the Wild Hunters of Kronos are somewhere. They snuck around the sides, and now the Bugman's Rangers try to defend themselves. The Wild Hunters come running down, and still that point ticks. No, it doesn't tick. The Wood Elves took it. The Dwarves lost the capture point. There were too many stinking elves. The entire game is on if Belegar can beat Drycha now, and that is a tall task to ask of this dwarf as he gets enfeebling foed. The tricky magic of the elves reducing his stats when he needs them most. As Bugman's Rangers hold against the Wild Hunters of Kronos, they're actually doing admirably in melee combat as the other Bugmans move up. I don't know what they're trying to accomplish. They need to turn and fire at something. They need to shoot at something as Belegar's leadership is starting to falter. He still has some brave Slayers next to him, but not that many. He needs to beat Drycha. It's the only way. As we more Bugman's Rangers say, but where are you going? Fire! Shoot something, Bugmans, you Bugmans fools! As the Wild Hunters of Kronos are cycle charging these guys, they're getting dangerously low, and these healthier Bugman's Rangers with all the models you could possibly need are ready to fire, turn and shoot at something as Belegar is fighting to the last man. He's lost all of his Slayers, and Drycha is going to rout him, and that is probably GG for the Dwarves in a very hard-fought battle. But it was not enough. It was not enough, dear friends. Lord Dral wins in a quite close game. Wild Rangers did quite well. Waywatchers all did fantastically. And the Wild Riders, I mean, they didn't get a lot done here, but I more say that was a good play by Renegade Slayer to stop them from having too much effectiveness rather than like Lord Dral made a mistake. Yeah. For Renegade Slayer, Belegar did fine. Longbeard's held for quite a long time in the front line. Slayer's got a lot of value. I think his build was good. I wouldn't change too much about it. You might have different options, right? Like, oh, I would rather do this or I'd rather do that. But I don't think his build was incorrect. I think it was pretty optimal. Judging by how close the game was in the late game, I think it really suffered from the two things we talked about throughout the game, where Belegar separated from the Runesmith, so Drycha could occasionally sneak in and pick off the Runesmith. And I think he overextended his front line a little bit, and, you know, Longbeards and Dwarf Warriors were taking extra damage without true support, while his back line was not quite connected with it. So, seeing how close the game was, I think if Renegade Slayer had switched those two things, he would have won. And for Lord Dral, I really didn't notice too many mistakes. I thought he played a really clean game. Maybe if you go into hyper detail, you could find some things that his Waywatchers should have targeted better. Like, that's probably the biggest thing, but his positioning was good. His play was good. Oh, his overextension with the Wild Riders at the start, when they just ran up and got slowed and shot to death, these ones, that was a mistake, so bit of a whoopsie there. You thought this was actually a World Cup stream? Actually soccer stream? Nah, dude. Nah. You're pretty optimal, human boy? Aw. Aw. I'm optimal. Let's pull up that scorecard. Bam. So Ulti is that guy's name outside of things. So that's 3-0. We now know that Czechia is 1. Czechia, I don't know. But we cast all 5 games anyway. The games weren't necessarily played in order from top to bottom, and I do have in the challenge page that all 5 games need to be played no matter what, even if it is a 5-0. So we will still see Waldstrupin versus Kukinko. We'll see Soul God versus Dverko. Do not fret, my friends. There are still 2 games left. Germany needs some pride points now. So we need this one. Kukinko versus Waldstrupin. Dark Elves and Demons of Chaos. And that is a very Chad Dark Elf build. Yep. Okay. I like this. I have used a very similar build, but not versus Demons of Chaos. I used it versus Greenskins. I was playing someone. I know who, but I don't want to shame them. But I was playing someone, and I brought this into Greenskins. I didn't bring Lokir. I just brought a Lord caster. But the idea is the Charybdis has a -8 leadership aura. The Blood Shrine has a -4 leadership aura. And then you bring Doom and Darkness. Okay, I didn't play it like a box, but here's what we're talking about. Oh, okay. So I'm learning something. I forgot Lokir has a -aura 2. He has Merciless Slaver. So -6 leadership. And then the Charybdis has... I don't care about Lokir. I want to look at the Charybdis. -8. So that's -14 AoE. And then the War Shrine has -4. So that's -18 AoE. And then you bring Doom and Darkness, and you can overcast it for -16 more AoE. So you can have a -34 leadership aura. He's just trying to trigger demonic instability crumbling. I did it for Greenskins, where I would chuck the Charybdis, the Shrine, and Doom and Darkness on one flank, crumble that flank, and then use my Dark Riders to run them all off, and then kind of grind out the fight for a bit, wait for all your cooldowns to come back, and then do it again on a different flank. You just start picking off the low leadership. So I wonder how it'll work versus demons to trigger their demonic instability crumbling. He is going to try and skirmish a bit with the Scourge Runners. I understand why he's going tight, though. Like, some people see a box and they go, ooh, box, yucky. And normally I'm with you, but I have tried. So I've been playing a lot with, not a lot. A lot for me, not a lot for him. Pigman. We've played 2 series in the last 2 weeks, so that's about as much Warhammer as I get to play these days. And we've been playing Dark Elves versus Slaanesh. I can't fucking win it. Anywhere you go, the Seekers just dominate your flanks. Like Dark Riders and Cold Knights, Cold Dread Knights, anything you can take for mobility, Slaanesh murders you. But then Slaanesh also has better infantry, so it's tough. The things you have better is you have better kite tools than Slaanesh, but you can't stay ahead of them because they're so much faster than you. So that matchup feels cursed. And I think with Demons of Chaos, they can take a lot of what makes Slaanesh oppressive. They can take Fiends, they can take Seekers, and then they can take Rampage, which he took all 3 of those things. So he's trying to stay tight, and I get that, because you just can't go wide as Dark Elves versus Slaanesh. You'll get picked off too easily. In fact, this is not going to go well, I don't think. These guys are trying to skirmish, but one of them is about to get rampaged and murdered. I guarantee you. Anyway, for the Slaanesh build, Demons of Chaos build, we have the Hellforged, Bellower, Skull Cannon, ROR, Caress the Darkling Prince with Rampage. Then we have Fiends, Seekers, a front line of Nurglings, back line of Bloodletters of Khorne, and then some Blue Horrors. I literally said this was going to happen. Rampage into straight up dead Scourge Runner Chariot as the rest of the Dark Elves start to move up. The Hellforged Bellowers are going to take a terrible toll on these Dread Spears. And if you care about the attacking rule or whatever, we are playing Conquest for this one, so Demons of Chaos took the point, and they are plenty happy. If the Dark Elves don't want to engage, Dark Elves realize they need to go get that point, so they're starting to head in now. And I think that's where the leadership bomb is going to try and work. I think they want to get on the point, and then anybody that comes to contest it from them is going to, like, instantly demonic instability crumble, but they're worried about this Hellforged Bellowers. They were hoping the Scourge Runners could keep it honest, but already seeing one get rampaged and massacred, they're less sure they're able to kill that Hellforged Bellower. Hellforged Bellower is still getting a lot of damage out on the tightly packed elves as they start to move up. No dead Scourge Runner models. There's one. They're at 3 out of 4. but they're routed for a second time, so one more route and they're just gonna shatter entirely. Hellforge Bellower is still punishing the Cold One Knights in the middle. Cyrus, how's it going? It's going good, dude. It's going good. Surge Runners are back for the final time. We'll see if Slaanesh / Demons of Chaos can actually finish them off. But the Demons are trying not to take too much of a melee engagement just yet. They currently hold the point, and they know they're going to do poorly in melee with the Nurglings and Bloodletters versus this, you know, leadership debuff bomb thing. But a nice rampage onto Lokir forces him out, and now he's going to be surrounded by fiends. So once the rampage wears off, he's going to try and path back towards his troops, most likely. He's going to have a hard time of it. But I think we're about to get a Doom and Darkness Overcast, because you see everybody moving in. Once the Charybdis and the Bloodrack Shrine hit, you're going to see a lot of Demonic Instability crumbling, but will it be in time to save Lokir? Already some Nurglings are fading away. Charybdis is here. And where is the Doom and Darkness? The Sorceress is busy getting attacked by Seekers. She really needs to be here, because this is exactly what they wanted for that leadership block. You can see the Seekers are already... like, they have their leadership noticeably debuffed, so they only have 34 leadership right now. If you got the Charybdis, the Blood Shrine, and the Overcast Doom and Darkness, they might Demonic Explode Crumble. The Lokir is just trying to get back to his troops, taking a lot of damage in the meantime. The Doom and Darkness is not there, so the combo is not ready for the Dark Elves. It looks like it will never be. As Lokir is now routing, he will be pushed off the map or flat out killed. And still no spells cast from the Sorceress. Yeah, it's looking like GG. Not coordinated enough to really pull off that leadership bomb. Here comes the Doom and Darkness, but Lokir is -6 melee. The leadership aura isn't here. Plus, there's no rear charges coming in, so these guys are going to stabilize at like 18 leadership. Murderous Prowess is just popped, but it is entirely too late to save the Dark Elves. GG. Feast my Nurglings? I don't think the Nurglings are doing the ones feasting, to be honest. I think the Nurglings are just dying. Yeah, they have 3 value right now. You can see its weaknesses, but I don't see a good chance into Demons of Chaos anyway. Yeah, Demons of Chaos and Dwarves are the two, like, crazy strong factions right now. Dark Elves is pretty good, but they're not Demons of Chaos level good. And I think all of the Slaanesh stuff is just so good into how Dark Elves need to play. What's the score so far? It is 3-0 to Czechia. And they are the red side. I think? Yeah, they're the red side. So this is probably looking like 4-0. Bam, bam, boom. Papa Nurgle is proud of them anyway. Papa Nurgle is proud of them. They tried. Oh, that was Waldsterbin. Okay, all right. So Germany's on the board. Germany is on the board. It will not be a 5-0. Not today. Not while Waldsterbin lives. I got mixed up on who was on what side, but yeah, Waldsterbin is this team. Bam, bam! That's a point for Germany. They're back in it. Frankly, I hope Soul God wins so that we get a 3-2, because I like 3-2s. It'll have been unfortunate that the cast order wasn't more like bim, bam, bim, bam, bim, bam, and that it was just 3-0 into 2-0, but I don't know. I'm rooting for Soul God, so it's at least a close series. Final game of the day will be De Verco versus Soul God, but for that I have to pull up the Total Tavern mod pack, so give me a second. Everybody just calm down. Mod manager, turn on that, hit that button, hit the play button. You're playing with the Total Tavern mod pack. You bet your ass I am. You bet your bottom dollar I am. So we know Team Czechia will go fight Team Mexico. We know that's true. And man, they are in trouble. Mexico's spooky. Mexico's real spooky. Let me pull them up. They're like one of my tournament favorites. Segos, the green one, Sexy Boy, Gentle Rat, and Butcherbird. That's wild. That's gonna be a hard win. We'll see if it's 3-2 or 4-1. I legitimately don't remember. Let's find out. Last game of the day. Why are you black? There we go. The screen was black for no reason. This one, Dverko versus Soul God. If you want a 3-2 series, let's go Norsca! And if you want to see Slaanesh win, I guess you can root for Dverko. I guess. Didn't you hate mods? Yeah, but I thought like the total tavern map pack is like crucial for playing domination, because I think the community made mod maps are like usually what most tournaments use. What do you think is the tournament favorite? Maybe Team Mexico. We'll go into that in a second. I want to cast this last game, then we can talk about tournament stuff. Okay, what the actual fuck am I looking at? So for the first army of Soul God, I say first army because you can always summon reinforcements. We have some cheap marauders, but we have double war mammoth? Is that a thing? Is that a thing? I'm learning domination mode, so I don't know immediately if this is like meta, if this is normal. This is wild. Then we have a Skim of Werekin, Throg, and a Famir Balefiend with Melkoths and whatnot. On the Slaanesh side, we have 2 Martyr Horsemen of Slaanesh, a bunch of... ooh, actually, some of those are Chaos Warriors. Okay. I was going to say a bunch of Marauders, because that's what I'm used to seeing, but we have some Chaos Warriors with Hellscourges, 3 of them, actually. And then a... Dude, I don't know this language, alright? A Viznebzi Strejci Tajimski. It's an Exalted Keeper of Secrets. I don't know how to say that. I like how the other guy's just Throg. The other guy's just Throg. There's no special thing for him. Oh, this is Throg. That's thing I can't say because I'm shitty and American. But that's Throg. Of course that's Throg. What else would that be? Why? Why is that in English? And then that one, I have no idea how to say. Anyway, she has Rampage and Lash. So Slaanesh takes an early lead on the points. They're going to take point 3 and point 1. Norsca immediately runs up and takes point 2 with their War Mammoth center. And I think it'll be hard for Slaanesh to break them away from this. 5 single entities with all this support will be actually quite hard for them to kill, even with some skirmish cav. The main concern I have is how Norsca is going to take either of the flanks, because Slaanesh is going to start summoning in Seekers pretty soon. And when they get that mobility advantage, yeah, like this, you're going to have a hard time getting Skinwolves in there. Seekers have magic damage, so it bypasses the Skinwolves' considerable physical resistance, 20%. So now you just essentially have a 15 armor, 28 melee defense monstrous unit trying to fight Seekers, and that's not going to work out well for you. So Norsca's got to do something. Like, they've got the center position, but Slaanesh just has no interest in contesting them on it. They say, all right, bet. You can have that with all your expensive single entities. We'll take the other 2. Why is the Slaanesh roster called Guardians of Silliness? I don't know. Gotcha, Dagroth. Gotcha. Norsca seems to realize that they're going to have difficulties, so they are starting to charge. Looks like they just want to get some damage out onto these Chaos Warriors. And the War Mammoth is faster than the Slaanesh Warriors, so they have to turn and face the music eventually. They take very little collision damage because Mammoths are still not good, and I will die on this hill. But in comes the Norscan Ice Wolves and Skin Wolves, and I really like this, actually. I like this a lot. Soul God is taking a fight away from the Seekers. So Seekers are over here just useless while he's getting all of his mobility on this side. There's no Seekers over here to support this Slaanesh side. And then the Mammoths getting into the fight, pushing through the Slaanesh infantry, just getting what damage they can while they can, is going pretty okay. Melkoth slow, plus they were going to Frostbite from the Norscan Ice Wolves, but good job pulling back when more Seekers and Hellstriders get summoned. Norsca needs to get out of here, though I don't know if they're going to be able to. These guys can't outrun Seekers forever. Seekers have some of the highest speed in the game with 100. All Slaanesh Cav does, actually. Well, not their skirmish Cav, but still. So the dogs are trying to get somewhere. I don't know what they're running back to, though. There's nothing to support them here. Maybe Soul God is hoping to trap them with some kind of summon coming in, but the Seekers do catch up to them. It was a bait. It was a trap. As more Skin Wolves and Ice Wolves show up, they're going to try and catch these guys, but it also looks like Deverko sees that coming and pulls back as well, so both sides pretty aware of what the other side is trying to make them do. In the center fight, Norsca is winning quite heavily, doing a lot of damage to Slaanesh's infantry, but Slaanesh has managed to triple cap. They slipped some units onto the point behind Norsca. So Norsca is losing on all of the capture points. Damage value, they're pretty similar so far. Though again, I'm concerned that 2 Norscan Ice Wolves and 2 Skin Wolves will probably still lose to 3 Seekers and a Hellstrider of Slaanesh, especially with Chaos Warrior support right here, because these Chaos Warriors are going to muck up some of the dogs and poison them a bit, and I imagine we'll be seeing the Cavalry of Slaanesh running down here soon. Actually kind of surprised they're not. Yeah. Quick mistake here from the Slaanesh player allows his Seekers to get rear charged, and they will die quite quickly. I was hyping up the Seekers earlier because they're a very strong unit, but they're still demonic, so getting rear charged by stuff and taking a ton of damage, they'll crumble quite quickly. As here comes a big fight. Exalted Keeper of Secrets fights Throg and the Skin Wolf Werekin and the double War Mammoth on top of enemy support. I mean, they have their own Seekers, but those won't last that long, as we can see they are taking a lot of damage. So gonna opt out. Smart to get out of there while you can. And Norsca did summon some Marauders to try and sneak over to point 1. On point 3, we have some Norscan Ice Wolves getting summoned. So Norsca's trying to get some points in there, because already we're at 600 to 150 lead, which is pretty brutal. Exalted Keeper Secrets is back in, but some of the Seekers are fading. Skin Wolf's holding on for now, and Throg has the Crown of Command. I really hope it's off cooldown, because he needs it, like, literally right now. Otherwise, these Skin Wolves are going to get routing. And Throg himself isn't looking too good in the leadership department. The War Mammoths are trying to keep everybody online, but these are not War Shrines. They aren't providing AoE buffs or anything of the like. They are just damage sticks. Now the Skin Wolves are terror routing. I really hope the Crown of Command does not come out while they're routing, because that actually just makes them route for even longer. And Throg's taking a lot of damage. There comes an AoE Rampage, locking everybody in place as Skin Wolves try and finish off the Hellstreak. I love how the Norscan Ice Wolves were terror routing, and they just accidentally rear charged the Hellstriders and ended up helping out entirely by coincidence. Norsca has no infantry left in this big fight, however, and that's really bad for the Mammoths. They're going to constantly get poked on the sides. So we need to find some way to get either Skin Wolves or dogs or spears back in here. More Skin Wolves are getting summoned. Throg gets Rampaged, Overcast Pavane. I don't think he needed that. And a Fascination. That's a mistake from the Slaanesh player. Those don't do that much damage to single entities. And it's not like you can ultra rampage someone. Like, he's rampaged. That's what he is. I think they're trying to snipe him out before he can pop a Crown of Command, which he desperately needs to do, but then he terror routes while he's still rampaged. He couldn't have used the ability unless he was already selected, because there's a bug where if you're selecting someone, their rampage, you can still do stuff. But it's just a terror route. It won't be a natural route, so Throg will come back. The Mammoths are still trying to hold down the fort. Damage value, though, Slaanesh is starting to slip ahead, and the Seekers might catch Throg. He's desperately trying to get back to his troops. There is that Wintertooth Crown. He needed that badly, though he is actually maybe just going to naturally die to these Seekers surrounding him. It looks like he will. The Mammoths are trying to get good damage back on the Exalted Keeper of Secrets, but Throg is toaster strudels. That man is dead. There he goes. So Throg's down. Norsca doesn't have the lowest leadership in the game, but it's not great. They do rely on dogs for a lot of their units. So Norsca's going to have a tough time staying in this fight. Marauder Spears are already starting to run away. The Mammoth's trying to hold it down. Skin trying to hold it down. The Mammoths, I don't know. I'm not a believer. They got collision attacks, but they just feel like they don't have the best charge animations to really get those collision attacks out. They're still trying to fight back. That one's going to rout. There it goes. Seekers are fading away. Skin Wolves get a rear charge in that should help get rid of those guys. And Norsca's scrapping pretty good. I think the damage value is a little fraudulent because some things are demonic instability crumbling, and then Norsca doesn't get the damage value for all that. But overall, losing Throg is pretty tough, and now we're starting to get some Marauder Hunter Javelins, which we probably could have used those a little earlier. Slaanesh still has a triple cap. Oh, no. Yeah, yes, they do. They have a triple cap, so they're still grinding on up through the scores. Slaanesh is now taking over the midfield quite heavily, and I think that is probably GG. Norsca's back was officially broken once Throg died, and then everything kind of went to shit. They weren't able to field enough infantry and enough mobility, so they went hard for mobility and it just didn't quite pay off. And then when they lost their infantry, their single entities got isolated and surrounded. And that was pretty brutal. I think that's one of the reasons Slaanesh is so strong, is they can summon Vanguard hyper-fast Seekers for like 900, 950 gold or something like that. It just allows them to get more stuff on the field. And what I noticed, this is my second domination game cast in this World Cup, and both times I've noticed Slaanesh take just a cheap caster lord, which I guess the Exalted Keeper is expensive, but the enemy goes for a lot of single entities. Like Wood Elves, first time, Norsca this time, brought 5 single entities for Norsca, 3 for the Wood Elves. And while Slaanesh just has 1 in their lord and caster, then Slaanesh can go really wide, take over the battlefield, and take a lot of favorable engagements by just spreading out. Where I feel like the single entity blobs, I've only seen it 2, so it's a sample size of 2. But single entities just don't seem to be that good versus Slaanesh. On land battles, they more are, because you have to kill everything, right? But when space is an option and you could just opt, like we saw at the very start of the game, right? Norsca piled up a bunch of power here, and they were like, come get it. And Slaanesh said, no, and went to both sides and just started capturing. And then Norsca had to move. They had to move off the point to engage Slaanesh because they realized they were losing. Slaanesh had 2 points, they had 1. And then they took the fight. And Norsca was winning this fight for a while. Slaanesh just kept feeding Marauders and Chaos Warriors into it. They didn't care too much about it. And then they had Seekers come around on the sides. We watched that, and then Norsca tried to spring a trap here. But after the Seekers secured this area, they could rear charge however they wanted to, and they started routing off those Marauders. And when the Marauders were gone, then as we mentioned, the Mammoths, Throg, and stuff were all alone, and they got picked off one by one by one. So that's the thing I'm noticing out of the 2 domination games I've seen, is relatively the Wood Elf game went similar ways, where it's just like going wide and having a lot more battlefield control is better than single entities versus Slaanesh, because the Seekers do crazy damage versus single entities when they isolate them, so they just take their time isolating them. That's GG. Triple cap. Ooh, not triple cap. Norsca got something somewhere. Looks like they got this one. Still, not enough. Where can I see who's on which team? After every game, I've been going back to these. That is a 4-1 for Czechia. They move on to fight Team Mexico. That'll be tough. That'll be tough. If you ask my honest opinion on who's going to win that one, I would favor Mexico. Upsets can happen, but I don't know. If you ask my opinion, that's what you're going to get. So this is their next matchup. Sego's Green One, Sexy Boy, Gentle Rat, and Butcherbird versus Erased, Scarbrand, Ulti, Kukinko, and Deverko. That's going to be tough. It's going to be real tough. Mexico is one of my tournament favorites. If you look at the overall bracket, I will update it here as we have a 4-1. Bam. So Mexico versus them. Later today, I'll be casting Spain versus Scandinavia. And then Italy and Germany and Georgia and the Balkans still have a game or 2 to be played. It is due today. So we'll see when those get in. I'll stream those as well. As for tournament favorites, probably Mexico, Switzerland, and Team America World Police. So let me find those names for you. Team America World Police is Gotrek Starbreaker, Flying Taco, Rider of Rohan, Strat Game, and Turin. Yes, that Turin. That's pretty strong. Switzerland is Olaf de Moose, Pigman 202, Sipa, Zypher, and Solisora. I don't know much about Solisora. I don't know what form Zypher's in, but Olaf, Pigman, and Sipa are all very strong. Russia's pretty strong. Russia won. The reason I didn't put him as a favorite is I don't know what form some of these guys are in. I know Berserk is very good. So it's Berserk, Crabling, Mirovoy, Azek Aramim, and Roflam Dudiga. Berserk is very, very good. Crabling was very good. I don't know if he's been playing. I know he's been streaming, but I don't know if he's been playing. Mirovoy is nice. I don't know if he's that strong of a player. Azek, I literally don't know who that is at all. So I have no idea. And Roflan, he's fine. Yeah, he's fine. So Russia, I just don't know some of their players, so they could be strong, could be not. Mexico, we saw them. Sego's Green One, Sexy Boy, Gentle Rat, and Butcherbird. That is an incredibly strong team. Very, very, very strong. So yeah, I think Switzerland, Mexico, and Team America World Police are all very strong. Russia's pretty strong. If I just had to pick favorites, France is usually a strong contender, and they have some strong players. But again, it's one where I don't know what their form is. They have Reza, Lupi, Rocket Row, Persian Warrior, Catholic Alcoholic, and they have Alfredino, though he's sitting out this week. So it depends on who they put on the bench, because if, like, this week they put Alfred on the bench, then I wouldn't consider them, like, a top team. They're good. A lot of these teams are good, though. So when you're talking about a lot of good teams, you need to pick a favorite. It's nuance. It's not like, this team's trash, this team's good. Yeah, they're both good, but which one do you favor? I don't know what form Razel's in. He's usually very, very good, but if he hasn't been playing, then he hasn't been playing. I don't know what form Loopy's in. He's usually quite good, but if he hasn't been playing, he hasn't been playing. Rocket's solid. Persian Warrior's solid when he's playing, but I don't know if he's been taking a break. And then Catholic Alcoholic is pretty darn good at Dom, so. France is a big question mark. They could be one of the best teams. They could bust her out pretty quick. Just depends on how their players are, whether they're in shape or not. I'm on USA 2. We're fighting the Netherlands. I play on Monday versus Wicked. Skaven versus Beastmen. Should be fun. We also have a stream in about 2 hours for Spain versus Scandinavia. That should be on the channel, so if you're wondering about that, just go to my YouTube and you'll see that it's pending. Berserk is scary, very scary. That's true, but in this format, he's only 1 game out of 5. Berserk can't play for all of them. That's the tricky part about these team games, is like, you could have literally the best player in the world, like Alfred, and cool, you still have to field 4 other players that can win games. I just noticed a Ragnarok is spelled wrong. Well, shit. Turn the Ruiner of Birthday Cakes. I hate that guy. Oh, we all hate that guy. Soli Sora won last Domination Championship, by the way. Ah. So yeah, then he's pretty good. He's pretty good. It's because really France just needs one of the 3 of Loopy, Razel, Persian to win. Yeah. Domination World Cup. It's a World Cup of all the game modes. See, that's the thing, is I know some people, like, everybody has their preferred game mode, but when I announced this, some people were like, dude, just take Domination out, and other people were like, Domination is only one of the 5 games, and it's like, this is a balance, because you can't have a Warhammer World Cup and not include all 3 game modes, but also I'm primarily a land battle and conquest caster, so I did focus on land battles and conquest, but I threw some Domination in there, an olive branch. The other community I don't interact with much. Wanted to get everybody involved, get some cross-pollination. Maybe some people that just hang out on Turn server don't know who I am, and then they'll come play in my tournaments and be like, oh, I can play in more of this guy's tournaments. Also, throwing Domination in there gets Turin interested. And then maybe he'll give me his channel. Maybe I cast the Domination game so good that Turin's like, why do I even do YouTube anymore? Human Boy, take my channel. You host things from now on. You are the superior Warhammer gamer. And then I'm the best. No Poland. Hey, I didn't make the teams. I posted it, and the teams came to me. So people make their teams, and then come to me with the teams. I didn't make this. I didn't make shit. Am I too late? Yeah, there's always the rewind button. We try and keep these streams nice and short so people can hop in and watch them. But yeah, I think it's only an hour long. It's 5 games total. Did you beat the Netherlands already with USA? I don't know if they have any good players. We are in progress. We are in progress. 3 of our 5 games are done. We have till January 15th. It won't take that long, but that's how long we do have. I am playing Wicked on Monday, and then I think Captain Telis is playing Friday, I think. He told me, I'm just forgetting now because I'm on stream, but yeah. Yeah. Good luck with that plan for total domination. Hell yeah, dude. Okay. That's the end of that. I am going to try and find a Skaven quick battle because there was that guy that was like, you never play Skaven and you're the Skaven guy. So I need to try and find that quick battle. I'm on the Total Tavern mod pack. 1 second. I'll fix that. I will get a Skaven game in. I will do it. Okay, text. Eating mic muted? That's not true. All right. Boom. Put that up there so nobody joins and is confused. We will get a goddamn Skaven game. Hey, I found a match right away. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Green Skull. Great. I'm gonna pick it Skaven. I won't ready up right away because I don't want to be a dick, but I'm picking Skaven. But I know you see win. Yes, yes. I'm hoping to win. Skaven Beastman is a Beastman favorite matchup, but it's also a matchup I've played literally hundreds of times. So I hope I can overcome a bad matchup. Because it's not unplayable, it's just bad. But it's not terrible. It's like 55-45. Anyway. I hope I can overcome a bad matchup with just experience, because I don't know how much Wicked plays Beastman, but I bet he's played Beastman Skaven less than I have. It's a Skaven mirror match. Let's fucking go. Okay, Skaven mirror match. I hate it because I'm a content creator, and then I also play a lot of Skaven, and then people are like, well, you should be the best at Skaven, so if you lose, you're not that good, and you're stupid and dumb. But as a matchup, it's actually pretty fun. Yeah, as a matchup, it's pretty fun. I just hate it because my pride's on the line. So let's get a Warlord on the Broodhar with just Rally for more leadership for everybody. And then our heroes, we'll get a Packmaster, Broodhor. So we have 2 terror-causing, fast-regenerating units. That is good. And then for a caster, let's get a Plague Priest. The Plague Priest is interesting engineer because of Flensing Ruin. You're like, human boy, just snipe the Lord. Yeah. But shut up. Listen to this. Listen to this. Let me lay some facts on y'all. Vigor reduction lowers leadership quite a lot. So spamming out spells with Vigor reduction is nice. And then also, he has Contaminated, so he has -10 leadership for anything he touches. Against Skaven, that's pretty nice. And then he has Scrying Stone, so if they try to Flensing Ruin you just Scrying Stone that shit. Oh, it's perfect. So I actually like the Plague Priest here. He's pretty good. Neither of our front lines are going to matter, so I'm going to get Skaven Slaves just to put bodies between me and danger. Let's grab Doomwheel ROR. It can do okay. We'll take it. Yeah. We'll take it. It's gonna be good. So we got the Doom Player ROR. The Doom Wheel ROR. We got Rat Ogres, so I have enough mass. The main thing I'm worried about is large monsters. I don't have a lot to kill large monsters yet. Cool. So let us grab some Gutter Runners and Night Runners. Sorry, not slings. Fuck slings. Because if he has a large monster, Night Runners are sufficient to kill it. It's going to be low armor. Like the Hell Pit's only, 50 armor. Yeah, big deal. Big whoop. So we have all this. I'm mostly rushing, so I don't really want to grab any other ranged units, because that's just anti-synergistic with what I'm trying to do. Could grab another Rat Ogre, or we could grab a Plague Claw Catapult. Or we could do that. That could be kind of funny. If he goes with a lot of Giselles, that'll be really worthless and a terrible idea, but it could be kind of funny. Fuck it. Play Clark Catapult. Oh, I'm not Clan Morris. I wish, but I don't have Queek. This is a Clan Fester build. Yeah, this is some Fester shit. What's up? Looks like my message was deleted, kind of weird. Anyway, yes, hummus is not only a domination caster, he says. Yeah. Trogdor getting the Poison Globadier roll so he can view our content early. If you feel like giving me money, you can binge all my content instead of let it drip feed, because I release a video every day at 8 a.m. my time, every single day. But if you have early access, then you can just watch them whenever you want to. But all the content will come out. I don't have anything that's restricted. There's nothing you have to pay or you'll never see it. It's just like, yeah, it'll come out at 8 a.m. every day. It's kind of like a Netflix subscription. You can either watch it weekly when it releases, or you could just fucking binge it until you get sick of me and unsubscribe. So, somebody's just sprinting through the Human Boy content like I'm fucking about. What up, Trogdor? How you doing? Oh boy. I hope it's not going to be laggy. That would be sad. Contrarian Codex, why are you flying so much? Baby P, that is a good point. You bring a good point. Alright, how quickly do my units move? Fine. Yeah, that lag's not terrible. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We are gonna play this mirror match, and since I took Plague Claw Catapults in a Doom Wheel, I can now reasonably say, if I lose, I can be like, well, I was just fucking around. Well, I was just making content. And I don't have to actually acknowledge my failings or own up to the fact that I lost. So that's the big brain scheme. Even though a Doom Wheel is actually a pretty good source of terror in this specific matchup, and it does decent damage to infantry, like Poison Wind Globes or whatever. And it's relatively tanky as long as I don't let it get surrounded by Rat Ogres. But that reasonable analysis can also just be couched behind, but I'm trolling, so if I lose, it's not my fault. Anyway, lots of terror. Lots of oopsie spoopsie scary waries. Should be nice. This whole build is just a leadership bomb, though. I mean, Plague Claw Catapult, damage by artillery debuff, plus the contaminated. I also have contaminated on my Plague Priest. And then we have terror from our Warlord and stuff. Terror from the Doom Wheels. We're just gonna try and terror these fools. Okay. That is a lot of very specific control groups, but now we get more generic. There we go. Night Runners are just there in case of like a Molder blob. Otherwise, I'm gonna end up probably throwing them into like melee. My job in commodity trading takes me to a lot of spots. Okay. Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright. So he does have something. Not you. There we go. Plague Claw Catapult is gonna fire. You have fucked up, sir. Bump. There we go. Alright. So I want to give my dogs lots of buffs. He has the avalanche mortars. Dogs are attacking my night runners, so just fight back for a little bit. Other dogs over there are losing my night runners because I knew they would, but I don't think he knew they would. Right, rally, keep those dogs in the fight because we're getting good damage onto those guys. I'm popping this, but I'm mostly just trying to get as many vigor reductions as possible. And now we're gonna rush this back line. So remember the part where I brought night runners for a hell pit? Hey, look, it's a hell pit. Okay. So I'm gonna try and ignore the hell pit with most things. He's rampaging. Cool. It's fine. It's not my problem. Okay. Rat ogres need to chase that. Night runners can continue to kite around. You need to get back there. You also need to get around and get back there. But we just gotta go shut down his ranged. We'll be okay. Alright, my dogs need to come back. Night runners need to move over and deal with the hell pit. He's ahead on balance of power, but it is mildly fraudulent because I have regeneration and he doesn't. So I'm not nearly as worried. I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it at all. Anyway. How did you end up here? I thought I told you to go over there and terror out some stuff. Anyway. Yeah, I'm not worried about taking all this damage right now. Because I can regenerate it and Snitch can't. You guys gotta move up. You gotta cause some disruption in the back area. Hell Pit Abomination is doing a lot of damage to my Doom Wheel because I keep leaving it in melee combat with him because I am what you call a fool, an idiot, and a charlatan. Night Runner's going to melee with that real quick. How are you doing? You're doing okay. You're still trying to kill Snitch, which is fine. Night Runners have done a lot of damage to the assassin. Play click catapults did good. I will have them try and shoot at the Hell Pit Abomination because it's nice and big. Okay. You need to fall back. Here's another poison buff, mostly doing it for the debuff of I'm gonna give my warlord a little bit more oomph. But once you're out Snitch, we'll be fine. Okay, good job swarming this area, good job routing everything. Now my night runners can fall back. They don't need to stay in melee anymore. I'm just gonna use them to shoot at the hell pit later, but we've routed off a lot of his stuff. Rat ogres. Okay, you're terror routing? That's honestly fine. I just need to transition you into a chasing piece rather than a fighting piece. So we're gonna route all this stuff off. Pop a buff because you can. Snitch is routing. I want him dead. Okay, any night runners that have ammo left? You are exclusively to shoot at that Hell Pit Abomination. Rat ogres are chasing stuff. Rat ogres are chasing stuff. How's killing Snitch going? Not great. Could be going better. Oh, nice concealment bomb. You think you're running from me? You think you're running from shit? Please kill him. Stop fucking around. That's a plague monk. It's not real. It can't hurt you. Things that can't hurt you aren't real. Or whatever. I'm gonna get my rat ogres to start getting vigor back, so I'm just gonna have them sit around. Kill Deathmaster Snitch. He has 30 HP. This is not a hard concept. I hate this game. I don't hate this game. I hate Skaven. I don't hate Skaven. I hate this game. Do you see my dilemma? Do you see that I'm stuck between either hating this game or hating Skaven? Kill Snitch! Alright, he's dead. Oh, wow, where did the assassin go? I couldn't possibly figure out where the fuck he went. Oh, he's right there, holy shit! I'm shocked. Shocked, I tell you. That he is right where I thought he would be. Alright, so you guys need to get your vigor back, because I'm going to need your leadership in the late game. Assassin's shattered, so I don't have to deal with this anymore. My warlords are still healing up. And you have to charge straight at my plague claw catapults. Oh no, you're taking contaminated leadership debuffs while also getting shot by artillery while also having your lord is dead. That's crazy. That's crazy. Turn towards me. Thank you. Here's Rally for the Packmaster. Bam! And he pops his Rampage. Wow! Pop this damage resistance. Well, I get a sneaky little rear charge. Sneaky. Okay, you guys are all still getting vigor back, so I'm just trying to feed you in slowly to the grinder. That's a plague monk summon, so I'm actually gonna fuck off. I'm gonna fuck off, I said confidently, and then my units didn't respond, which is also pretty cool. But Warlord needs to regenerate. I really want to use Shock Collar, but I want to use Shock Collar when there's no plague monks between me and my targets. Supply Club Catapult's still providing leadership debuffs, and we're actually about to rout those plague monks. Cool. So now we can opt back into the fight now that the plague monks aren't supporting. Doomwheel, get out of here. You're just gonna be stupid. I really want to use this. There we go. More leadership, ITP, as we charge in. Night Runners are still firing. I will send dogs in to muck the feet of the thing. So my Doomwheel offers support. And that is army losses. So there you go. There's your Skaven game. Warlord. Yeah. Can you tell what Night Runner was shooting at the Hellpit Abomination for a lot of the game? I'll give you a hint. It was the one with almost 1500 value. Dogs did fine. Rat Ogres did their jobs. Plague Claw Catapult did its job. Doomwheel didn't have a lot to do because he went very single entity heavy. If he had gone with Poison Globes or something, it could have done more disruption, but yeah. And then I left it next to the Hell Pit too long several times, so that's just my fault. Warpstone is a commodity as well. Yes. There. You got a Skaven game. You got commentary on a Skaven game while it was being played by a Skaven main. See you all in about an hour and a half for another stream. What other stream? There's no other stream. Let me pull it up so you all don't think that I'm a lying banky. Human Boy, your channel. This one. This one. Bam. See, live in 95 minutes. We have Spain versus Scandinavia. Woo! Ugh. Why don't you just do that right now? Because I have an appointment in 6 minutes I gotta go get to. And yeah. Also because the stream was labeled Germany versus Czech. Not Scandinavia versus Spain and Germany versus Czech. And then the thumbnail would get complicated. Fuck that, so. We have another series later. Bother me another day. Goodbye, everybody. See you then.